Good day, everyone. I am Dr. January T. Valenzona from the Division of Cagayan de Oro City. I am your resource person for the rest of the hour with the topic portfolio. Let us recall that with the implementation of the Enhanced ALS K-12 basic curriculum, along with it are some policy adjustments. One of the significant changes that we can read in the Ped Order 13 Series 2019 is in assessment, specifically the requirement for the A&E equivalency certification, which now include portfolio assessment, hence the inclusion of the topic portfolio under assessment. So, at the end of the session, ALS implementers are expected to describe portfolio and its purpose, characteristics, types, and organization. Analyze the features of portfolio organization in the context of ALS, and reflect on ways to improve practices on the use of portfolio. Portfolio comes from two Latin words, portare, meaning to carry, and folio, meaning sheets or leaves of paper. It is a case for carrying papers and photographs, maps, and other flat documents. Throughout the years, there have been varying definitions of student portfolio, but authors Bergin and Baki 2007 provide us with a precise definition which I believe suits the context of ALS. According to them, portfolio is a systematic and purposeful collection of the evidence which reflect the success, performance, and efforts of the students in one or more areas over a period of time. Purposeful describes the way that student work is selected and is indicative of the story you want to portray. The first and most significant acts of portfolio preparation are to determine the purpose of the portfolio. Why are we organizing portfolio? The purpose of the portfolio directly affects the process by which the portfolio is created. A portfolio can serve many purposes. It can highlight the progress a student has made, capture the process of learning and growth, help place students academically, and showcase the final product or best work of a student. Ultimately, portfolio is not just a pile of work that accumulates over a period of time. Instead, it is an intentional process. Whatever the reason for using portfolios, authors Roll Heiser, Bauer, and Stephen 2000 emphasize that identifying the purpose of the portfolio is essential decision that influence many facets of organizing portfolio. Once you have determined your goals for using portfolios in the classroom, the next step is to find a type of portfolio that will best suit your needs. Depending on your goals, reasons, and the audience, different authors classify portfolio into several types. Danielson and Abrutin, the authors of the book An Introduction to Using Portfolios in the Classroom in 1997, described three types of portfolio. We have working portfolios, display portfolio, and assessment portfolio. When we say working portfolio, it is a holding bank for students or learners' work in progress. Display portfolio are also called showcase, best work, or presentation portfolio. It contains samples of the students' best work. It includes work produced in different academic disciplines and examples of extracurricular activities that show student skills. Assessment portfolio primarily document what students have learned showing their ability to master the curriculum objectives. Although portfolio may differ in appearance, style, or presentation, an effective student portfolio, according to Barton and Collins, 1987, must contain essential characteristics. It must be multi-sourced, authentic, forms of dynamic assessment, explicit of purpose, establish a correspondence between program activities and experiences based on students' ownership and multi-purpose. The article Guidance for Using Student Portfolios in Educator Evaluation provides a very systematic approach of organizing portfolio by thinking of it as a series of questions to be answered. Number one, why is the portfolio being created? So this is the purpose. Identifying the purpose will determine the type of portfolio to organize. All the other features of the portfolio stem really from the purpose. Second question is, who is the audience for the portfolio? Who should see the evidence of students' performance or learners' performance? Third, what samples of student work will be included? This is the content. The decision as to what content to include is dependent again on the purpose of the portfolio. Fourth question, what processes will be engaged in during the development of the portfolio? There are three common processes according to this article. That includes selection of content, reflection on the sample of work and processes, conferencing about content and processes. Fifth is how will time and materials be managed in the development of the portfolio. This is very challenging. Where do you keep the stuff? How do you keep track of it? Now, as a general rule, it is a good practice to develop management system. Sixth question, how and when will the portfolio be shared with pertinent audiences? Portfolios are really meant to be shared. Learners should be the one telling their stories. In doing so, they take ownership. So in our case, learners must really do and create their portfolios because in that way, they feel ownership of the portfolio. Seventh and the last question is, how will the portfolio be used for evaluation? There are three levels of assessment according to this article. Samples selected, reflection on the work samples, and the portfolio itself. We will examine the features of the portfolio in the context of ALS in our live discussion using these 7 questions. Everyone, thank you, and let us learn together at the same time enjoy this moment.